In 2025, according to several reports, nearly 70% of Americans say they cannot afford the lifestyle they had just 3 years ago. Not the luxury lifestyle. Not the dream lifestyle. Just the basic one. And what's even more disturbing is that this cost of living pressure isn't only hitting low-income families, it's squeezing the middle class harder than ever before. The silent backbone of the country, now struggling to stand. And that raises one question. What changed so fast, and why isn't anyone talking about the real reason behind it? Today, we break down the true cost of living in America 2025, state by state, pressure by pressure, in a way you've never seen before. And as we count down from number 10 to number 1, the picture becomes crystal clear. This isn't just inflation. This is a transformation, and almost nobody is prepared for what comes next. Let's begin. To understand why 2025 feels so expensive, we need to step back for a moment. Not years. Just months. Because the shift didn't happen after some dramatic crash, it happened quietly, slowly, under everyone's nose. Wages grew, but not enough. Prices went up, but they didn't come back down. And living standards didn't just freeze, they reversed. For millions of Americans, the real question isn't, how do I get ahead? It's, how do I keep from falling behind? So today, we go deeper. A top 10 breakdown of the real cost of living factors shaping the United States in 2025. And trust me, number 1 will change the way you look at the entire economy. Starting with number 10. At number 10 is the quiet rise of insurance costs. Most people think only of rent, food, or gas when they think of inflation. But behind the scenes, health insurance, home insurance, and car insurance have all climbed. Not by small numbers, but in double digits in several states, according to multiple sources. Families paying more for the same coverage. Some paying more for less. It's like an invisible tax, one that doesn't show up on receipts but hits bank accounts every single month. And for many households, it was the first sign that 2025 was going to be different. Number 9 is a subtle but painful shift, shrinking paychecks in real terms. Yes, wages technically increased in many places. But when costs rise faster than income, it doesn't matter. Your paycheck might look bigger, but it buys less. Groceries cost more. Utilities cost more. Clothing costs more. It's not one item rising, it's everything rising together. And that creates a pressure that builds slowly, silently, until people realize they're working more hours just to afford the same life they had before. Number 8 is energy cost instability. Even in states where energy is stable, small price spikes create large financial stress, especially for families living paycheck to paycheck. Electricity, natural gas, and fuel all fluctuate more than before. It doesn't take huge increases, just frequent ones. Because unpredictable expenses are sometimes worse than high expenses. And in 2025, unpredictability has become the norm. Number 7 is the growing pressure of childcare. In many states, childcare now costs more per month than rent. It's a cost that keeps parents trapped. You want to work, but you need childcare to work, yet the price of childcare makes working barely profitable. A loop with no escape. And for many families, this single factor determines whether they fall behind or stay afloat. Number 6 is the rising cost of staying healthy. Not just hospital visits, even basic medication, mental health services, and routine checkups have become more expensive. Many reports suggest Americans are delaying medical care not because they don't need it, but because they can't afford it. This creates a second crisis, financial stress leading to health problems, and health problems leading to more financial stress. We're halfway through the list, and now the pressure gets real. Number 5 is the rapid explosion of transportation costs. Cars are more expensive. Used cars are more expensive. Repairs are more expensive. Insurance, as we already saw, is more expensive. For millions of Americans, simply owning a car has become a financial burden. And public transportation? In many cities, it's limited, unreliable, or non-existent. So for most people, there is no cheaper alternative. They're stuck with the rising costs, no matter what. Number 4 is housing. The big one. Rent and home prices have hit levels that many didn't think were possible. And here's the strange part. Even when prices stop rising, they don't fall. That means anyone who didn't buy before 2022 is likely priced out in 2025. And renters? They're trapped in a market where landlords raise prices simply because the market allows it. This is one of the main reasons families move out of certain states, not for adventure, but for survival. Number 3 is the hidden cost of taxes and fees. When inflation happens, cities and states increase fees to keep up. Parking fees, toll fees, registration fees, utility fees. Small numbers individually, but big numbers collectively. Americans feel this quietly, especially when they realize their paycheck is disappearing into things that used to cost almost nothing. Number 2 is the food crisis. Not a crisis in supply, a crisis in affordability. Even after inflation slowed, grocery prices stayed high. Eggs, bread, vegetables, meat, everything costs more. And in many places, the price increases weren't a temporary spike. They became permanent. Families adjust by buying cheaper brands, fewer items, smaller portions, but even then, their grocery bill is higher than ever. Food is the one thing you cannot ignore, and that's what makes this pressure so severe. And now, number 1. The most powerful cost of living pressure in America 2025 isn't a product, a service, or a bill. It's the cost of uncertainty. Sounds strange. But think about it. If you knew your job was secure. If you knew your rent wouldn't spike. If you knew prices would stabilize. You could plan. You could adjust. You could prepare. But the real crisis in 2025 is that people simply don't know. Everything feels unstable. The job market feels unstable. Housing feels unstable. Food costs feel unstable. Healthcare feels unstable. Uncertainty itself has become a financial burden. It changes how people spend, how they save, how they plan for their families. Uncertainty forces people to live in survival mode. And living in survival mode is expensive. But here's the twist, the part nobody talks about. The cost of living isn't just rising because things are expensive. It's rising because the system that supported the American middle class for decades is shifting. Stable careers are turning into short-term work. Affordable housing is becoming a luxury. Basic necessities are becoming long-term expenses. And the middle class, the group that once defined American life, is shrinking as a result. Yet even in this pressure, there's a pattern. People who adapt early, survive early. People who move strategically, spend less. People who diversify their skills, stay ahead of job disruption. Because the truth is simple. This cost of living crisis isn't the end of something. It's the beginning of a new era, and not everyone will enter it the same way. So let's recap the journey we've taken today. Insurance rose quietly. Real wages shrank in disguise. Energy costs became unpredictable. Childcare tightened family budgets. Healthcare got heavier. Transportation stretched every mile. Housing reached limits no one expected. Fees stacked up invisibly. Food became a growing burden. And uncertainty itself became the most expensive part of American life. But now comes the final prediction. Something most people haven't considered. If current trends continue, the defining feature of the American economy in the next 5 years will not be inflation, but migration. A massive reshuffling, state to state, city to city, as families try to escape the rising cost of survival. Some states will lose people. Others will explode with new arrivals. And that movement alone will reshape the economy more than any politician or policy. So if this video opened your eyes, stay with Economic Vayogas. Like this video if it helped you understand what's really happening. Subscribe for more global economic stories that actually matter. And tell me in the comments, which cost hits your family the hardest right now? Your answer might reveal more about America in 2025 than any official report.